Rough Justice is a neon-noir board game-inspired strategy game with puzzles, dice, and cards. You run a detective agency in the 80s, and you have to hire agents and fire them sometimes, and you just send them out to do cases. And these cases can be resolved by either doing puzzles or with dice rolls. And the dice rolls are dependent on the stats of your agents. Pretty straightforward. There's also a really, really deep conspiratorial story, which you'll get into. But yeah, I guess that's the game right there.
Amazing. And can you tell me a bit more about Gamma Minus and the team that you guys have together?
Yeah, Gamma Minus is a small indie development studio that was founded in 2018. Rough Justice 84 is our first game. There's about 6 of us in the core team, although for the development of Rough Justice, we ballooned to about 22 people altogether. We had about 8 different 2D artists involved in it because there's lots and lots of 2D art. And we brought on some extra coders because there's so many different puzzles or mini games. So yeah, we're very excited. This is our first title, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
So obviously Rough Justice have been out for a while, but I was curious to know about the inspiration for the story of the game, because not only is it an amazing board game experience, like you were saying, but it's also got a very rich story to it, from my understanding.
I don't want to give too much away because I'm pretty sure Jamie, our narrative designer, is going to talk a little bit more in depth about the actual story. But it's a classic story to a certain degree with a big twist. You are Jim Baylor, and you've just gotten out of jail, and you are a disgraced cop. And you are running this detective agency and trying to keep your head above water, if you will.
Very cool. And was there anything specifically that inspired you guys to kind of take on this project as your first game at Gamma Minus?
Well, as a child of the 80s, I grew up with, Tango and Cash and, a lot of these 80s movies. And I just think the 80s are a wonderful, a great source of inspiration for a lot of games. And I think the idea of a detective game in the 80s, I mean, with as much neon as you can possibly, throw at the screen, it's definitely great. So I guess some of the news that's on the horizon, we just dropped a new patch, pretty major patch in fact, giving you complete overview, control of your whole team, so you can actually press M and you can get a nice map overview. And we've also, welcome to the future people, we've actually implemented an autosave functionality. I know, it's pretty impressive, but joking aside, the demo from Rough Justice 84 has just been released on Steam, and we are going to be releasing the Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Xbox versions in the fall.